Hey everybody. It's I mentioned earlier in the week that we were gonna be doing a Supreme draft. I thought it started last week into this week, but no, this week into next. This is the last of the uh like MTGO events before the new set release. Um March of the Machine, singular, comes out on the 18th? I think it's the 18th. Um but yeah, that will be coming out very soon. So in the week leading up to it, we've got Brothers War, but not just normal Brothers War. Now, hey, Copper Popper NCRS Reverb, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it on both of you. Um, we're not just doing Brothers War normal. I don't know if I'd play Brothers War normal right now. Maybe I would. Um, that was like a fun format. It was, but what we have here is one of the formats that MTGO has that only MTGO has, and that's the Supreme Draft. Those of you not familiar with this might be wondering what the hell is a Supreme Draft. Um, a Supreme Draft uh, is rather than drafting with a player or with with a player, rather than drafting with seven other players at a table, picking a card, passing it left, getting packed from the player on your right. Instead, you're drafting alone, and you're building a deck out of. You're opening 18 packs one at a time, picking two cards from a pack, and throwing the rest in the garbage. Um, I have the other term I have heard for this draft from judges was decadent draft, as if two players had a box, they could open the entire box and both draft and then build a deck to play with. Uh, Back in the days where like a judge would be like running or like running side events at a PDQ and get paid a box of the current set, paid a box of the current set for their time, that sort of thing. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be opening a pack, picking two cards, throwing the rest of the pack away, opening another pack, picking two cards, and every pack is going to be Brothers War. So if you remember Brothers War, it's got real big artifacts. It's got prototype. It's got the artifacts from the that are in like the cool sheet. A ton of eggs for those artifacts. It's got unearth. It's got a whole lot of we're in big artifact land is kind of what's going on here. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Um, so let me go ahead and we don't have to wait for anybody to start. We can just jump on in. You draft alone, so the draft part is going to be instantaneously to start. I feel like it is likely our deck ends up being big green. Um, because like if I think of commons that are the best, the branch golem comes up, the 3/2 that makes a power stone comes up, things like that where like we can just be like huge and play prototypes that fit low mid curve and top curve. I feel like that's probably like 80%. I'm gonna put that one at like 70, 80, 70%. There's also like opening um the Flying Soldier Lord, or like there's a number of like offensive threats that we could open that would make us play a much more down to the ground deck. I put that at probably like 20 to 30%. And then the last one I'm thinking is egg. Like, could we build, how close to second sunrise can we build like just the deck that is all uh a ton of eggs and then a ton of uses for eggs. Because when I say eggs, the this set has a whole bunch of 2 mana cycling artifacts. Um, and those work well. Maybe we find a meld pair. That'd be fun. I would build around a meld pair immediately if we could get one of those. Mishra, Urza, Titania. Titania, I think, is the weakest of those. Um, I want to say Mishra is the strongest by the pair of the cards, but I think Weakstone or yeah, the stone pair from Urza's is the strongest individual card. Anyway, uh, oh, this is even cheaper than a normal event. Sure, usually they're 100. Anyway, that came up over on my. If we ended up with Urza, Meld Nonsense could still fit in there because the soldier deck is blue-white. Wow, almost no one's here for this. This is one of the lowest numbers I've seen. Alright. Alright. Pack one, pick one. We've got a rare I'm not interested in. We have a Boulder Branch Golem, like I said. This one's a near, like, automatic pick I could grab and just feel fine about. Um, Splitting the Power Stone is the bad one of these two. There's one that's like a draw two, discard one, make a thing. This one like wants a legendary. I feel like the Boulder Branch Golem is a really easy pickup here. This is a card I could literally have 23 of and have my deck be good. Like, trust me. Like, this card is strong enough that literally I think if we had 23 copies of it, our deck would win. Second card, what are we looking at? Are we looking at Combat Thresher? Are we looking at Power Stone Engineer? There's no green card in the pack to go with the Boulder Branch Golem. Combat Thresher is another really good prototype card. A 1/1 double strike for 3 is fine. I've played a 1/2 double strike for 3 with no other text and limited, and this thing cycles. So there's ways to make it work a little better. Nothing else really stands out. Like a rare isn't really is a donate, so I don't care. And we don't have a lot of like power stuff going on here at the bottom. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Combat Thresher. These kind of keep us able to do anything. Boulder Branch Golem is a card I'm fine having 1,000 of, as I've said. So we'll go with that. All right. Easy. Easy. Okay, all right. We just get a worm coil. So now we really want to be able to ramp to 6. Excavation Explosion might be a better pickup than Boulder Branch because it's a fine removal spell. We're never passing the worm coil. Awaken the Woods is also a ramp spell. This is a cool thing. It summons forest dryads. It summons dryad arbors. Like, so if you play it for 2, you go from 4 to 6. If you play it for 3, you go from 5 to 8. I don't know how many. I'm obviously I could so I could pass up the Boulder Branch Golem for Awaken the Woods to try to give us a card that gets us up to the biggies rather than like another Boulder Branch. I know we could play any number of these though. And I don't think there's anything else other than Excavation and Explosion that I'd be thinking about. Yeah, they're lands that are pingable, but they're also, attackers, blockers. I don't think there's a ton of sweepers in the world here. Worst case, this is also just like X-Men, right? Like, I think I'm fine. I'm sad passing a Boulder Branch, but like, take 2 mythics, right? Just roll with it. Okay. So here we've got Excavation Explosion. Stands out to me as a ramp removal spell. Red could be a good secondary. Quicksilver Amulet is also like not unplayable. Drafna's dumb as hell, right? This card was just like absolutely ridiculous, right? Like I think there were like if you have a game where you have this resolved and you you can like bounce Worm Coil, copy Worm Coil, bounce Worm Coil. We could go with that over the Excavation Explosion. It does let you do so much stupid stuff. Quicksilver Amulet I don't hate as a way to get these things out when we have big bits. Do I care about... I don't think then I care about Excavation Explosion, which is sad, but this is just powerful enough. Do I want a Quicksilver Amulet in the deck? I don't hate it. Drofto wants us to have so much mana. Oof. I think it's funny to have the Quicksilver Amulet. I think we're just going big and we're going like as big busters as we possibly can. Blue's prototypes aren't super great from memory. Your soldiers get +1/+1. There's a Boulder Branch Golem. Oh, here's a Stern Lesson. Okay. Stern Lesson is really nice because this is a really good Power Stone creator. Splitting the Power Stone is the way worse version of this. We have Combat Thresher. This one comes back for double black and 4. I'm not super interested in that. It's like it's super good if we're in black because like it's easy recurable. If we were in the soldier stuff, Yotan Tactician is one of the cards that makes the soldier stuff feel really good. But yeah, let's try to get like these going on. This seems fine. Stern Lesson ramps us and gets us to our good cards. I'm sorry, is this a 3-drop that says tap for 2 mana and then also on And then we also have create a Power Stone on a. Yo, I just realized if we're playing Supreme, we could go into Supreme and try to draft every assembly worker. You know? Like our entire deck is like 6 mine workers, 7 power plant workers, and 7 of the tower workers. And we're just like, yes, yes. Anyway, this one's really easy. Hercule's final meditation. She's just gonna time stop, huh? Mazemind Tome. Ooh, Mazemind Tome is ass kicking. Extraordinaire. This is really good for, again, finding the cards we want. This is really good for tower workers, also like find ramp. This thing is an artifact that gets us up to our mana that we want. It can also be used on Drofna mana. How good is this? If it's not your turn, the spell casts 3 more. So bounce everything and then The Rust Goliath is also something we can pick up as like another big creature to go with our Awake in the Woods, to go with our Quicksilver Amulet. Um, I'm not, I'm not thinking Hercules is really what we want. Um, Power Stones don't work with it, and it bounces all our power. Like, if we use it at instant speed, we probably end the game. It's like, it's almost upheaval. I think it's between Tower Worker and Rust Goliath here. We're definitely picking up the Maze Mind Tone, though. I can also just pick up another Stern Lesson. I probably want, like, I don't know. I don't want to fill up too many of these, because our 3 is probably going to be a pretty hefty spot. But they're obviously important. We'll go Rust Goliath as card 2 here. Okay. Titania's Command? Sure, that's a good one. Yeah, no, this is, in general, we might care to use the ramp on this. Search for 2 lands, put them in the play tapped. But generally, this is make 2 bears and 2/2/2 to all your creatures. Titania's Command is going to be fine. Iron Claw Crusher and Blanchwood Prowler are our other cards to pick up here. Blanchwood Prowler is important for, like, setting up, getting us to lands. So I think this might be this is like mill 3, pick a land up, and if you don't, it's just a bear. And like, this gives us like a body early, something to play on 2 that self-replaces for a land, and then we can kind of keep moving. And I feel like that's going to be important. We're going to want some recursion in this deck too. I guess we'll find, maybe we can find like some green pickup. God, we are Hercule. She's okay. What's she do? Beginning your end step, if you cast a non-creature spell, top 5 for each card type among them, put a card of that type in your hand. What? Oh, okay. So if I played an artifact, I get an artifact. If I played, okay, gotcha. I'm here on Weak Stone Subjugation. We're gonna want some form of removal, and Weak Stone Subjugation gets the job done. Hercule doesn't seem great because with our setup, we're actually not like, this doesn't say when you play an artifact. That's not the wording here. It's non-creature. So like, prototype, 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 prototype. We only have 2 artifacts in the deck. Like, this actually doesn't seem to work. It is funny that we could have Hercule and Drafta in the same deck, though. When I see Hercule and I see Drafna, they give me incredible Mist vibes. Like, just wildly heavy. Like, these are folks that like, you know, write the linking books. Probably gonna get Iron Claw Crusher. This thing's fine. Sorry, Hercule, you just don't seem to work with what we're going for. Why am I not able to pick my here? Alright, we're at the halfway point here on 9. Argothian Opportunist. This one's really nice. It's our ramp piece. Not a ton. I can pick up a Swiftfoot Boots if I want to be funny. Wing Commando. This might just be a good time to pick up Evolving Wilds. This is the 3 I want. I want more Argothian Opportunists to be able to get us up to these. Yeah, let's go ahead and get ourselves, like, a fixing piece. We're passing up on, like, a Stone Retrieval or a Wing Commando, and I don't think we're prowessing that much, so... it's... God, Repair and Recharge. We could have built... If white was a little bit more what we were doing, if we hadn't found Rafna, we would have been in white more, and Repair and Recharge would have been a wildly good card. Especially with like Stern Lesson. Okay, non-artifact spells you cast have Improvise. The Behemoth, this one's really good, especially we just picked up the Evolving Wilds. That makes this card way stronger. You can play lands from your graveyard, and if we have power plant worker, if we have lands to play from our graveyard, that's great. Ironclaw Crusher, Coilos Rock. This is like a flying threat that also ramps us. Alloy Animist isn't really great for the style we're going for, where we're going big green rather than like mid green. I still want like 5 more Boulder Branch Golems. We have like 8 more packs though, so maybe that's... Statuary is funky because we can't use it on artifacts. It does allow our Power Stones to be used on non-Power Stones, which is kind of funny. Might be worth picking just because that lets us like Power Stone into Awaken or Power Stone into the command. Those are a little outside of what like they're not gonna do a lot. A lot of our top end is artifacts once we pass 3. The only card up there that isn't is Titania. Go ahead and get ourselves another Iron Claw. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Lodestone Golem. Alright, and Lodestone and an Argothian Opportunist? Siege Veteran's cool. Weakstone Subjugation below the cut. Lodestone feels really easy in this. Again, as I mentioned, outside of Titania's, our whole deck is top end, and that's gonna really help us. Argothian Opportunist is the card that keeps us rolling. It allows us to get up to this top end and feel strong there, so I feel like that's good. And also, Lodestone Golem makes our non-artifacts cost 1 more, but if we're at 4, we can cast everything down here. It's all spells, that is all players. That is everyone. So Arena does not have these drafts. Okay, Skitterbeam Battalion. Ooh, Foundry Inspector. And then what do you do? Death Touch when an artifact enters the battlefield, gain 1. Holy smokes, okay. Yeah, these are both great. Warlord's Elite below the cut. So Tiefling Wormlet is once per turn, whenever a artifact comes into play, gain a life, or you gain a life, and then if it's the first time, you get a 1/1 counter. So like these opportunists will grow this. This will become an early threat that'll scale well, and also Death Touch once it gets big enough. Foundry Inspector is a ramp piece. It's very much an Argothian Opportunist style, but it's also an artifact. Yeah, these are good. Battalion is cool as hell. But these two I think are a little like we'd be casting this for the top end. And oh god, what would I give up for Skitter Battalion? I'd be fine playing it over Rust Goliath. It's funny because we actually do need to cast it. We can't Quicksilver Golem it in. No, I think we have enough of top end that I'm not going to worry about Battalion, as cool as it is. 12 power haste is wild, but we're going to be doing wild stuff anyway. Well, Lost Dreams is, yeah, that's the draw on life gain. Brotherhood's End is the sweeper. Suchi Cave Guard is big. Third Path Savant is probably not a card I'm playing, let's be real. We have well lost dreams like Boulder Branch, and that's all we really have. Yeah, I think these two look fine. Not a huge thing. Like, Depth Charge Colossus isn't great. It's fine. Visions of Phyrexia. This pack is looking really, really thin. Wow, there's no blue or green cards I want in this pack. Visions of Phyrexia is really good. This makes a Power Stone every turn if you don't play the card. Then we've got, wow, this is like the red pack. Swift Spear, Bolt. I'll take the Rust Goliath. We might fit in a second Rust Goliath. Prison Sentence is really good. This is a really strong pack, just not for us. Why can't I? I have to click these like twice. It's really annoying. Excuse me? Okay, 5 left. I want another Boulder Branch, thank you. Oh! Yo, this card's like stupid, right? Yeah, uh-huh. When an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, draw it. If it's not, you can mill it. This, with all the opportunists, means we can keep drawing in a land over and over, along with our Boulder Branches. I wish Wasteful Harvest was, like, better. Yeah, Steel Seeker drawing all of our lands forever seems really goddamn good. Saranith. Sarnath. Unleash Shell is an incredibly good name. Alright, third Boulder Branch. I still want more. Hey, Urza. This is the copy Urza. This is another Foundry Inspector. I wouldn't feel bad grabbing Urza here. Looking at the other colored cards, I'd be passing Ironclaw Crusher or Perimeter Patrol. I don't really care about either of those. Whereas Urza with Evolving Wilds Elsewhere Flask, and even Quicksilver Amulet, we might be able to just fit in. And Urza does just say, your artifacts get +2/+2, and you can make copies of them. The 1/1 copies. Yes, Urza was married to the Queen of Krug, who has a red-white card in this set. Cradle 1/1. Worm Coil. Oh, God. It was a political marriage, mostly. Because there was a literal 30 years war going on. Alright, 2 more packs. Fauna Shaman. Okay, alright. And okay. Fauna Shaman and Cradle Clear Cutter. Clear Cutter here is, again, another ramp piece, but it's also a ramp piece that can be a bigger creature. So, love to see Fauna Shaman in a ramp deck. Fauna Shaman in a ramp deck is huge, because early, you can turn I can turn, like, Ironclaw Crusher into Gwenna. Late, I can turn Argothian Opportunist into Wormcoil Engine. You know? Alright, final pack. Okay. Temporal Anchor is... Okay. Bushwhack, I think, is going to be a pickup here. It's another fixing piece that'll allow us to play Urza, and that'd be nice. We can pick up another Weak Stone Subjugation. I can pick up a Shoot Down to have one of these in the main deck. 2 Inspiring Sanctuaries in play. Double Inspire. This doesn't really work too much. Yeah, Temporal Anchor is like, you draw 3, sort of. Like, whatever you scry bottom, exile, instead of keeping them there, put them in the time box. Bushwhack, though, seems fine. God, we only had 3 Boulder Branch Golems. I know we passed one for Awaken, so I think we're going to have 4, but... Golem, Worm, Construct, Golem, Beast, Worm. Okay, Adaptive Automaton does not seem like it's going to really work out for us. Probably actually do want this 1 copy of Shoot Down. We don't have a copy of Shoot Down, and this is a card that, like, answers capital P problems. You know? Like, if our opponent plays a Worm Coil, this is the card we want to see, as well as Weak Stone. Alright. And that's the draft. So let's take all this out, and then we have to cut this down to 23. That's going to be hard. So let's start with the most important cards. The ones that are in here basically no matter what. So Boulder Branches, Boulder Branches, Boulder Branches. Tania, Gwenna, Fauna. Draftna, Mind Maze Tome. Awaken, 1 Rusty, maybe 2 Rusty? 2 Rusty. Behemoth. And then definitely playing all this. Steel Seekers getting in. Opportunists are getting in. Foundry Inspectors. Let's go ahead and put in this, the Lodestones. Stern Lesson, maybe not, because we have enough stuff at 4 that I care about. And the Evolving. All the Evolving Wilds commemorate. So I'm back up to 26. Okay. Everything I have on 3 is a ramp spell. That's wild. Yeah, Quicksilver is a piece of fixing for Urza, right? Like, I want that Shoot Down too. Tough. So Foundry Inspector and Argothian Opportunist are effectively the same card. They obviously have, like, some small differences, but they're both 3 mana 3/2s that ramp 1 for artifacts. Draftna can let us, like, copy Boulder Branches if we got enough mana sitting around, and that can be funny. Worm Coil is also copyable. Lodestone, we can just keep... What if we just, like, cut our opponent out of the game with infinite Lodestones, you know? We want to be playing 23 lands, or 23 lands, 17 lands, 23 lands, 17 spells. Let's go. Ramp deck. We could cut out Weak Stone and just be all offense all the time, but that seems like that is cause for us to get our ass kicked. All right, shoot down in. All right, now let's take a look. What do we actually want to cut? Awaken the Woods and Titania's Command's really good. Maybe the Foundry Inspectors? That sounds terrible. Steel Seeker's obvious. Oh God. Oh boy. How do we cut 4 from this? Do we get enough out of Fauna Shaman here? Yes. The one of the things that makes Fauna Shaman absolutely like powerful in this deck is that it bypasses the ramp problem. Um, if you're familiar with playing a ramp deck, you need to draw, mana, ramp, threat. And Fauna Shaman lets us substitute one for the other. So, like, if we have Rust Goliath and we need Argothian Opportunist or Gwenna, we can do that. If we're at 10 mana and we have Argothian Opportunist, we can swap that out for Wormcoil Engine. It's also powerful here because we have Wormcoil Engine, because we have Urza, which means that the having like searching singularly powerful cards is really good. I feel like if I'm cutting things, I want to cut the non-artifacts. Like the Foundry Inspectors and Argothian Opportunists are kind of similar. You can throw the Opportunist away a little more because you keep the ramp, whereas Urza can pump the Inspectors, and we can also double spell in a turn with the Inspectors. I'm just gonna cut cards that aren't on plan. Cutting Wheatstone Subjugation probably gets us killed at some point, but like that's fine. We have a sideboard for a reason. Um, one Goliath, one Opportunist. Maybe I don't care about Perennial Behemoth. I only have one fetch. If I had more fetches, maybe because if I have a fetch in Behemoth, I feel really strong. If I don't have a fetch in Behemoth, then Behemoth is kind of bad. That's another thing that makes Fauna Shaman more powerful here is that we could discard Behemoth and then unearth it. Yeah, let's go Behemoth out. I don't know if we have enough top end now, but no, I mean, this is actually a top end piece too. This is ramp plus top end, because if we're at the point where we have like 8 mana, this can just be like 6/1/1s, and like that can be enough, especially backed by Titania. Um, yeah, awkward, but it's what we got. I want one of those. I also want more blue. Oh, I cut the blue down to just draft now. I did not realize I was cutting blue that hard. I should have. Oh, might have been a mistake in certain cards we passed based on colors, but at the same time, I don't think there were any like super bombs I'd want to be splashing. Some of the more powerful cards I recall us passing up were um like double red, things like that. So uh we'll go. We could probably afford to go a little deeper on this. Let's cut one of you, 2 of you, and then add a single of each basic and call that good. That put me into too much. So that'd be 4, 2. That's still 11 green sources. That's fine. Every card in our deck but draft at Urza is green. Okay. Then if we need like a Blanchwood Prowler is something like we have a couple bits of sideboard like we could bring in Defabricate against a bit more, like if we find something like us artifact heavy, we can bring in Weakstone and maybe even Blanchwood or even Behemoth against something that's more aggressive because of this 2/7 body. If I need more, if I just need to go over the top more, I still have more options for that. Um, all right. I just want to go big. What's the single red for? Did, did, did I include a red source? No. There's no mountain in here. I'm not sure what the question is. Well, I was worried maybe a prototype got a, like, because sometimes prototype costs can do that. Thresher probably deserves to be in this deck. Um, no, it's good. If I wouldn't have, if there would have been a, yeah, this is fine. Two opportunists, Awake in the Woods is a big thing to do. These can hold the board while we're building up, and if we just draw one thing we can ramp into, like this is this is fine. All right, let's see how aggressive our opponent is. Swamp. Okay, we even have Branch. Double black, no play, good. I'm gonna hold that as fighting words. If we need to fix for blue, we can. These are like unlands. Do they come out of like the third onset? Oh shit! Okay, you got a boss. All right, let's put down the opportunist. Hognimi, thank you very much for the sub. Okay, so I can't block that to kill it. It has menace. It costs me 3 life to even target it. It's a pain in the ass. That's what that is. I'm not gonna like rush to bushwhack it because I want to opportunist wormlet plus opportunist. Um, Mishra's bauble. Mono black. Oh dear. Mono black in this format sounds fucked up. How many corrupts are you on? Uh-oh. Oh, I don't like thinking about that. Okay. Next turn, if I draw a land, we are going to be able to play a Boulder Branch Golem at full power. If I don't draw a land, uh, then we can play one small and bushwhack for a land, perhaps? I'm not going to attack because I want to double block this stupid idiot. I'm just gonna 6 here. I want Flesh Gorger off the table. Okay, they know that I would be willing to double block there, so no dice. Tap out for a Rager. Ragers are good. This is a really good artifact for their deck. It replaces Bauble. Okay, okay, Fauna Shaman. I think then I'm gonna go ahead and awaken for 2 so that we can get big golems. I want the Bushwhack as a removal spell. Opponent's doing a really good job of keeping their card count high. Mishra's Bauble lets them see what we have coming up, and Rager lets them cycle through things. Um, they've been keeping a constant 4 to 5. I think we can just pass here. Could attack with an opportunist, but like the problem with attacking with an opportunist is that it trades with a Rager. I also want to keep my life total reasonably high. Because I fear corrupt out of this opponent. I fear like just double corrupt eat you. Like, why would you be mono black? You know, why wouldn't you? You know, the reason you would be mono black is so that you can corrupt. Oh boy! Oh. All right, what do we got, boss? We're gonna buried alive for triple artifact. We're gonna crap. 2 Ragers and a Cityscape Leveler. Sure. Alright. So the Wormlet now has Death Touch. That's good. They do not have the mana to level us. Yeah, I don't think I want to do anything quite yet. Gaining 6 life, we can do that. They knew that we had this, but they don't know that we have millions of this. I'm holding on the Bushwhack again in case we need to fight, but also, like, if we draw, like, say we did draw Urza, I would just burn the Bushwhack to go get the blue. 7th. Okay, that's a gain flying. We do have reach on the top end. Okay, unearth a Rager just to push a Rager out. That's fair. Draw a card. Okay. Nice draw. Absolutely perfect. We want to go ahead and play this pre-combat. Because I want the Wormlet to be able to attack. And it costs them a pretty penny to be able to deal with this board. I think I want to Bushwhack fight the 4/4. And I don't get to play Fauna Shaman. That's okay. That's fine. So we go, you fight down the 4/4. And then we go combat. And we just go full court press. They can 1-for-1 trade with the 3/2s? Oh my. Hmm? Hmm? sure you're at 5. I was gonna say, are you just gonna like corrupt down a body? But no, I thought that would be it. Like go back to 13, right? Are we just playing a bunch of war plows to stay alive? That makes sense. Or maybe they have a power stone fracture to kill off. Yeah, power stone fracture, sack the rager. Sure. I don't think you can attack here. I don't think you can attack here. So you go to 8. Uh, what are we looking at? 3 blockers, so blocked, blocked, blocked. You take 5. Like, none of these trample. Yeah, they heal up from that. Um, and then what's the best thing we can grab with Fauna Shaman at the moment? Urza. Um, Urza would let us make copies of artifacts. We could copy. It would just be like time. It'd be they become 3/3s, so we'd get like 6 mana 3/3s, and they'd be boulder branches. Um, Worm Coil is another thing we can just grab to have Worm Coil in play. Because Worm Coil, if they get in a mono black deck, I don't think they have a way to kill it that doesn't. Well, no, they could have the exile removal spell, the black 4. Um, Here's another part about these lands that makes them cooler. So yeah, War Plow has to block the 5/5, and then like we're trading on these bodies. So we get in for 5. We only lose. Yeah. So opponents at 3, we're at 30, and this is our board. We have enough life that them like cityscape leveler on our thing just doesn't do anything real. Alright. They needed, like, again, a corrupt would have been an actual strong play. Um, a corrupt on a Boulder Branch Golem pass still has them in a bad position, but it has them at 11 life, and like they can trade with the Flesh Gorger on like Opportunist, and then maybe draw a way to kill the Boulder Branch to clean, like, you know, and they have a way to kill the Boulder Branch. They can just level her. Do we have Graveyard Hate? I don't think we picked Graveyard Hate up. Rust Goliath might be Defabricate. Oh, that's true. We can Titania's Command for Graveyard Hate, which, if they go ahead and put 3 things in the yard, I would use that, you know, I would go ahead and, you know, exile 3 unearthed bodies. What's bad in this matchup? Let's ask that. I don't think we have bad cards in the matchup. That's not really our deck style to include bad cards. We just play the good ones. Yeah. The only card I'm like kind of mad on is Quicksilver Amulet, but it's also a ramp piece. It's very funny. I might want that second Rust Goliath, is what I'm thinking. Just like bodies that are so big they don't get dealt with. Um, might want the combat thresher when it comes to bodies, actually, just because it's card draw too, and we did include the white. Lodestone in this matchup? Certainly worse. We'll roll as is. Alright, they have choice. Well. Perfect 7. Never in doubt. Looks like our opponent saw what they opened and then just chose the concession stand instead of continuing. Well, sometimes you just need spells. Yeah. Pizza time. Bump, bump, bump. Bump, bump, bump. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Pizza time is when I have like 3 minutes left on the clock and I'm trying to win game 3. Mm. Time to get funky. Well, I'm happy with the deck. That's lap 2? Okay. You're probably right. I am the one who chose to run down the clock. That's not going to be something coming up in these matches. These games are not one like we don't have a we're not going to end up in like long enough combo matches or long enough control mirrors where like we end up using the full clock. Now, I think I like lap 2 as like you gotta win both. You get pizza time for game 2 and lap 2 deserve Violi for game 3. Finish your remaining Brothers War Supreme Phantom Draft Leagues before 4:18, 4 p.m. I'm excited for March of the Machine singular. I think that's going to be a fun draft format. Nathan B, 1992, born in the year 1992. This is fine. Sure. The reason I'm fine with this is born in the year 1992. The reason I'm fine with this is because we have all colors. And most draws should be live with the uh, cards I see here. If we draw other ramp pieces, I can choose not to play the clear cutter and get it as big clear cutter. If we draw ramp pieces, ramp Thopter, oh boy, that's actually quite a good aggressive card. I like that one a lot. And a bobble, which they will use to trigger the. Uh-oh. Hello there. So they get to see this draw, which is incredible. Okay. Wildly good draw. We're gonna go ahead and lie for a little bit longer. So they get to make this a 3-2 immediately, because they'll draw the card with Mishra's Bubble. Yeah. So they're gonna be doing the beatdown. Luckily, we can deal with beatdown. Uh-oh, they're also green-blue. Uh-oh. What if they also have biggies? Yeah, so there's their second card draw. They get the 1/1 counter. This dies and makes one Thopter. Best play would be like an opportunist or okay. Energy Refractor here I don't care about, and that might not actually be good. They unless they have some reason they wanted to play that might have been better to hold to get a second card draw on another turn, because they already had the second card draw on this turn. Okay. So Gwenna lets us cast Big Cradle Clear Cutter next turn, which is a 3/6 that can just stuff combat. Energy Refractor actually might be them fixing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. That's bad. Energy Refractor. Like, the moment I saw Swamp, 5-color entered my brain, and that all of a sudden becomes a much better reason. Okay, that's a little awkward for us. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and prototype. When you're in a Supreme Draft, you can do a greed setup a lot more. So... I don't remember what the 1-mana tricks are in this format. Okay. I'd like to draw something other than... Okay, so red is actually a more main color in their deck. Oh, they just are straight 5 then. And, oh, they get the yep, okay, that's another fixing piece. And they get the mechanic trigger. Yup. They have a... Fixing, filter, fixing, go grab a plains? Come on. Okay, mountain. I want to see full 5-color nonsense. I want it all. Okay. We're going to have to Titania's Command just to get the board back. It will get the board back. It's very good at that. Okay. Hmm. So if I go ahead and Awaken the Woods for 4 here, next turn I can Titania's Command +2/+2 all creatures I control? Yeah, Gaia's Gift is green 1. I was thinking about what 1-mana trick I could be representing when I tapped 3 for the friend. Alright, let's just go. X equals 4. Alright, and okay, and end step, draw 2 cards, another Thopter. God. Make a Power Stone that ramps. Discard it. Their hand is so good, they're discarding, cards that cycle. That's power. Okay. Bushwhack might be able to fight something down here. Am I going to take the 5? I think I'm going to throw 1 under the bus here. I don't like losing that, but I have enough of a board here that I can afford it. Going to 5 makes me a little scared of some sort of evasive creature I don't have an answer to showing up. Or some sort of big trampler, biggie. 5 colors. All right. There's the 5th color. Okay. Mask can make a big XX. No trample. Okay. We want... We can't kill autonomous assembler. Because this has 5 toughness. The most we can get is 3. I want to crack Evolving Wilds just to get some more lands out of the deck. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so we want 2/2/2s +2/2. Alright, hello. Here's my board. Hope you're ready. I can fight with the bear, but the bear's not big enough to deal 5. Yeah, I could bushwhack with the bear. Okay, that's a 4/5 scry 4. I can't beat that in combat. We need big creatures at this point. On the plus side, right now we have 8, 9 lands out of the deck. There's 8 out of 26 on the draw. But the downside is that a lot of those in the 18 are more ramp pieces. So we're looking for our big plays. Hmm. We're gonna need to be greedier if we want to beat something like this. I don't know how I attack here. There's not even like combat that looks good here. The idea would be that like I catch that Thopter in combat, like they block with it, and then I fight it down with a second. So, but because they also have like Thopter Mechanic and Autonomous Assembler, they're just not going to put that in combat. And these attacks look pretty damn bad. Yeah. The Thopter mechanic at least has been diffused. The problem is the Thopter, and that's just big problems. Again, that 5th point of toughness, just a little bit outside of our reach. And then they're either gonna make the mask or something big. Oof. Okay. That's exactly the card I want to draw. If I can draw Boulder Branch, we can Boulder Branch, fight down the Thopter, and then we're back in business. Yeah, okay. That's unfortunate. We have one more turn. Boulder Branch is the highest odds on a card we can draw. Okay, they get to +1 on itself because it's Assembly Worker. Thank goodness. If they could target the Thopter, the game would be over on the spot. Um, our board is big enough that they can only attack with evasive creatures, but the problem is they have them. We're looking for big body, big reach body, worm coil. Oh god. Urza's good enough here? Urza's good enough here. There's actually a lot of draws that save us. We have a lot of live draws, so like Boulder Golem, Urza, and we have a very few live draws. Just our number of live draws has significantly plummeted. Just absolutely plummeting our live draws into the bottom of the world. All right. Okay, what am I feeling here? I kind of like Stern Lesson because I feel like we are in a world where I also want this Rust Goliath, number 2. We would also be fine putting in the Shoottown's gonna be fine in this matchup. It's annoying I can't really like scroll down there. Okay, let's move all these over here so we can see what we have down at the bottom. What are we working with? We did have a number of live draws there, because like Urza would have been great, Shootdown would have been great, any Boulder Branch would have been great, Rust Goliath works, Swarm Coil would have been good enough. Good enough. You know. Emulate out when I'm putting in a Rust Goliath seems weird. We are going to want Foundry Inspector out for Opportunist. We are going to want Rust Goliath in, Lodestone out. Lodestone when our opponent's also on big artifacts and has the kill spells that line up well against it. Not a fan there. And then if I want the Stern Lesson is a way to like keep our threats going. And that's why I want it in here in a matchup where like we need to have threats going. Maybe I'd use to take out the amulet. No, I think the amulet's too funny. I don't want to cut it. We're going to cut out that's probably wrong, but we're gonna do it. And then no changes in the mana base. Alright, yes, I'd like to play first. Yes, I'll keep. Okay. I do not want to cut Tome. Tome's really good. Unless that's what you're saying. Tome is very good. If we can get Tome, we have a huge advantage in a match like this. Okay, that's great. That's exactly what I want to see. Give me Stern Lesson. We can discard a land and then just kind of roll in. They've got their green. They've got... Damn. 2 mana ramp. Alright. Very good card. Let's go ahead and play out the second forest, and then we will go ahead and pass. Because this card is an instant, that's why it's very good. Having a 2 mana ramp is really good here. there's a number of like fours they might be able to play, or even just like if they don't have the third land, maybe they get to use the Power Stone to fix that problem. This card is like not easy for us to do anything with if we really want to kill it. So okay, so they've got their 4 opportunist. We're gonna Stern Lesson. Discarding. Forest. Okay, so they can ramp pretty fast too. I want to get Steel Seeker down. If I awaken for 2, then I can Boulder Branch next turn. Boulder Branch plus Evolving Wilds? This also might keep their 2-2 at home. Nope, never mind. I'm tempted. Boy, am I tempted. The life doesn't matter. It's getting rid of one of their lands that is the idea. I don't think... Yeah, they're playing a 5 anyway. Okay, it wouldn't have changed their turn. Okay, so... Here we get... Evolving Wilds and a Boulder Branch. Why Evolving Wilds? So they can play Steel Seeker and Branch Golem next turn. Alright. So that gets us back on the board and back up to near full life. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand. They can keep moving. Yeah, they have a pretty full grip too, so that's nice for them. The Assembler can... Okay, Stern Lesson. They're trying to fix up the hand a little bit. Okay, discard a land. Maybe their hand is not as good as it previously thought. However, they get to ramp more here. This is up to... Okay, Bobble, and get some knowledge off us. They'll attack with the Stone Seeker. This thing has Menace. So the Autonomous Assembly Worker friend becomes a 5/6, which will trade with our body if we play it. Which means I'm probably fine, going in combat and attacking, seeing what they do. They're gonna see what our draw is. I'll put them back up to 5 in hand at the beginning of their next turn. And they are aware of Rust Goliath when we're on 9 land. Goodness. That's... Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's move to combat. Pull the branch in, because we're playing a second this turn. We'll see if they trade, or if they block, or if they take 6. They probably take 6, because Autonomous Assembly Worker is gonna stuff this soon. Yeah. And they're also known, so hopefully we don't land off this. I would take either seeing a good card. Actually, honestly, all outcomes are fine here. Because either we see a good card, we keep it, we see a land, we draw it, or we see a bad card and we get rid of it. Bad cards in this instance would be like mana generating low drops. Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't want to draw a tapped land as our draw here. All right, so here's this. This becomes now a 5/6, and now like I can't do offensive combat. A bit of an annoyance, but like, what do you do? Our way of overcoming that, is just these 10/10 Rust Goliaths. They have so much mana too. They're on 9 right now? Yeah, they're on 9 just like us. Very similar boards. Or in, you know, in the sense there. We have a bit of card selection. Okay, they're willing to burn a removal spell on our card selection. I think that's correct. Um, I think that card right there is the mirror breaker in the sense that like if they keep that, our draws become better than their draws. Oh, we can't block this, by the way. This thing has vigilance and it can become a 6/7, so we're just going to be taking the damage. Three cards in hand. They're gonna play out like some sort of like 5. Ah, Jade Crafter. That's pretty big. They know we have Rusty. Okay, land is a live draw because big. Big. They can outbig us with Mask. They can make if they play a land next turn, they can make an 11/11. They might be able to outbig us in the long term because of but we do have like our exile target artifact. Cyber huge. Also, good thing about these Rusties, they have reach. Ooh, last cards are Stern Lesson. That gets them the mana, so they can go ahead and play out discard a land, and they have enough mana to go ahead and pump. So they discard a land to draw 2 reels. Or, you know, unknowns. Maybe not reels, we'll see. Mask can now make an 11/11. Yes, thanks for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We're in Big Magic Town. You must be this big to ride. We got 6/5. We got 6/5. Pro's got a 6/7. They got 11/11. Look, it's madness out here. We're in wild towns. I'm a hold land draws Gwenna. Yeah, that's fine. Get Gwenna down first. Gwenna can make Rusty, and then we can untap. Worm Coil is another card that breaks this stall, because Worm Coil can attack into this. Our 1/1 can build up in this. If we can get Turkul's husband, the mist guy. All right, back to 20. And kill spell on Thran's Spider. Okay. So this hands me mana, hands us both mana, but it gives them the ability to break the stall, as it were. This here will give them the ability to 7, look at top 4, grab artifacts, which can get them, you know, the overflow. I don't think you attack here. There's no combat to be had today. We're gonna hold any lands we draw. Cradle Clear Cutter. Sure. Big. So Gwenna untaps and gets a counter. We get another 10-10. Oh. No combat to be had today. We need Titania's command to turn on combat. Titania's command would let us like push in with Rusty. If any of us finds something like sleep, or you know, not sleep, the card can sleep the card ain't in here. If any of us finds a board breaker, you know, we can kill each other in one blow, right? Oh, that fixes for black. It also lets them use Power Stone mana as real mana now. They can filter. So if they have some sort of big spell that isn't artifact, they can filter into. They have 7. They have 9 on like any mana and 11 of artifact mana. Still no combat today. There's not gonna be combat for a while. You're not pushing in on this, buddy. Sorry. Okay, this is gonna come down to like who keeps drawing threats, and the fact that all right. Okay. So, Worm Coil Engine on this board. So Worm Coil has trouble going on the offensive because of the existence of Boulder Branch trading. However, it does mean that we are the ones with the biggest threat possible. Like, Worm Coil is the end of the line for threats. I think I just deploy it. I don't think there's a, like, I could hold on to it and wait for copying it, but I can also bounce it and copy it anyway, so. Let's go ahead and make some mana or something. Okay. Okay. I already used X-Men. We had to use it early to get ramping. This is activation of Spider. Revealing another Boulder Branch. Oh my god, we're just... Yep, Phyrexian Worm. And then, do you have a... Oh, shit! Okay. A tapped Karnstruck, that is a 12/12. And then Scry 1 draw. Sure. Yo, do you... Okay, maybe I can win by mill in this match. Maybe they just can't beat us. This is so powerful of a board, I love it. Maybe, like, combat just never happens. I'm glad this didn't have a tap all creatures mode or something like that. Okay. Looks like we're losing a 10-10. Okay, alright. Yep, there's the Boulder Branch. Mm-hmm. If we draw our command, that also helps. The problem is this is a 14-14. Alright, let's go ahead and cast the... I'm gonna hold the Opportunist. I want to hold one card in case we draw the draw spell. I want to have some junk to discard to it. No attack with Worm Coil. Worm Coil is all, at this point needed for defensive options against like the 14-14. Alright. How many? Okay, they have 13 in deck. They have 2 lands in grave, 8 lands in play, so there's 7 lands left. They don't have a ton of spells left. Out of this 15, 7 of those must be lands. Thopter Spotter is the big flyer. However, Rust Goliath reaches, so we're okay there. Yeah, that's fine. Big flyers, they need to remove both Rusties, so... And they're just... I don't think I see a single way you can make combat real here. Move in with an 11-11? I want that off the table. So, how do we want that off the table? We can't trade... It's like... Boulder Branch... Boulder Branch... Doc, thanks for the raid as well. Hello, welcome. We're in big magic. We're in Battle Cruiser Magic Town. You must be this big to ride, and our opponent has creatures who are a little bigger. And double Boulder Branch? I hate that. This? It's 11? Sure. If they have Gaia's Gift, it's like, whatever, I don't care. I just want the Boulder Branch. The ramp isn't important there. Okay, if our opponent's gonna be making aggressive lines, I'm just gonna go ahead and play out our hand. I want enough blockers to be able to make choices rather than have our opponent walk in on us like that. We got rid of one of their bigger threats, so that's good. Worm Coil's still on our side. So, let's actually talk about cards we know our opponent still has, right? We know our opponent has a second Excavation Explosion. They killed us with it last game. We know our opponent is holding the flyer. The 4/5 flyer that scries. That's one of their known cards in hand. That's probably their play this turn, is just tap all their Power Stones and scry 4. We know... Yep. We know our opponent has... also has... Nope, they have Thopter Mechanic here. We've seen Elsewhere Flask. We've seen Energy Reflector. They have a Mask of the Jade Crafter, if they remember about, that could make a pretty big body. We get a couple Death Touchers, so it's okay. Yo, okay, alright. Sure. Wait, is the Black Splash for Urza? Or, sorry, for Mishra? Uh-oh. Okay, empty-handed. Now if we draw Hercule's husband, we're in business, because we can start copying Worm Coils, or copying Worm Coils, or copying Rusties. They're out of hands. But if they have Mishra in the deck, oh boy, that's got to be the Black Splash. That has to be the Black Splash 100%. Hold the land we draw, it's fine. We want to discard that anyway to the draw spell. Oh, no, Stern Lesson's in our grave. I guess it really doesn't matter. So if they draw Mishra... Yes, oh yes. They just drew Mishra off the top, ripped it? Are they that good? They were empty-handed. Yes! Our opponent is wildly strong. Just, like, I guess they scryed 4, so they knew that was there, right? Like, that must have been it. I didn't see what they scryed, so. But the fact that they have it now, we're dead. We're dead as shit. We are about to die. I welcome death. Bring it. I need you to. You better bring it. I'm going to allow my opponent to hit me for 70,000 damage. The moment we see the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, we knew what the splash had to be. Alright, give it to me. White? Lauren, you actually do it white? Holy shit. Sure, you get rid of my Rusty. Yep. Your scry was incredible. I guess your deck was just good cards left over. Alright. Yeah, you better bring it. Uh-huh. Yep. I'm gonna lose... lose 11. And then, Mishra lost to Phyrexia comes in. It's tiny, by the way. That's right. This card should be big. This is incorrect. This card should be physically bigger on the board. I think that's wrong. So they can deal 3 damage to any target. They can destroy target artifact. They get 2 of these on enter. They can make me discard 2 cards. They can make their team gain trample and menace. Oh, we're dead. Where? Oh, it's 3. Holy shit. Okay, never mind. We're taking, yeah, -1, -1. You know what? We're just taking the hit. No block. You're good. That's fine. I didn't need any. You know. Game over, yeah. Alright. That whipped. I'm so glad that board stall ended with just Mishra showing up and saying, going, yeah, you're dead. Like, let's be real here. You're dead. We've been sealed away for the next 157 years or something. Shinryu. Alright, we would like to play first. Well, let's take the mulligan. This looks fine. I am going to put... Wormlet? No, Wormlet's like really good here. We don't get to play Wormlet into this board very well, though. Land would be greedy. Land would be very greedy. I think our plan is getting to the Quicksilver Amulet, which means we're not going aggressive with Wormlet. So I'm going to put Wormlet on bottom. I don't like it, but if I put the land on bottom, we're just going to have, like, the end of the game happen when I fail to draw land 3. However, if we put the land on, if we don't put the land on bottom, we're going to draw lands running, which, like, that's fine because we have the Serenet Steel Seeker to make that happen. Shit, aggro. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I don't know. How do you deal with aggressive players? Yeah, there's soldiers. Uh-oh, there's the blue. Do it. Okay, all right. Yep, that's fine. Just don't attack. You don't need to attack. You just crap. They know to attack. Shinryu, please, Shinryu, do not tidal wave me. It's fine. Non-berserk Shinryu. Let's go. Oh, okay. Hi. Howdy. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. No, we want that. Yeah, that fixes, like... Especially if our opponent's not going to be aggressive. Yes! Oh! There's time! Our extremely defensive soldier player. Oh, okay. We're gonna get to Quicksilver Amulet and make some cool moves. Happy to not be fighting Berserk Shinryu. I'm sorry, you fetched green. Oh shit. What is that for? Sure, Chaplain's good. That's like a good card. Mill 3, Creature 3, CMC your planes. And there's Harbin. This is the Soldier Lord. That one's very good. If you have 5 soldiers, you get a million, you get your pump, and fly your whole team. Then yeah, they're gonna take Harbin. Pretty easy choice. Are you ready for Quicksilver Amulet? Oh, I'm so ready for Quicksilver Amulet. They're just not willing to attack with Recruitment Officer into us. Okay, we can't play the Teething Wormlet because I need to be able to discard the Teething Wormlet. Sad, but true. Draw land? I'll put that into the grave because I don't want to draw it. We're not drawing it, by the way. We're shuffling, so it's not the top card of our deck. If we kept it, it wouldn't have been our draw. Another thing to pitch to Fauna, but I'd rather just like filter the deck so that it has lower, like a better line of things we draw into instead. Okay. Don't you dare. Do you know where the seat of my power is? All right. What are we doing? Uh, do Do I just want to get Rusty? I probably just want to get Rusty. We get Worm Coily, but Rusty ends the game quicker. And their removal is likely to answer Worm Coil cleaner. You know, static net, arrest, things like that. Rusty can come down and do some, just immediately crush in for 10. We're not under aggressive pressure is one of the things here. So it's important that we're not under aggressive pressure. Okay, no play. You're good. Come on in. Water's fine. I ain't gonna hurt you. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just come on in. You're good. Oh, Quicksilver Amulet is not a mana rock. Okay. Big. 5. Thresher, maybe? You have Thresher mana. In this case, it's like 4 mana. Sure, yeah, that's fine. That's a good card. You want, like, your draw 2, or do you want a removal? Shit, you must have Urza. If I lose to Urza and Mishra, I'm gonna flip, and it's gonna be great. Yeah, that's fine. I could respond with Rusty, but, like, to get an artifact trigger, but I'm not going to, because I want to get them in combat. I know they know about the Rust Goliath, but I'm, like, going to try to catch them anyway. They might not. They might. Yeah, okay. They're smart enough to know that I can just instant speed this. That's fine. Crush. Which one is which? Alright. Kill. So they gotta have removal for this, I assume. 3 cards in hand. Like, they use the... They've got to have something that they're... Oh, shit. What is 9? 9/9 that doesn't untap? What are we looking at? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Well, you know... You know, in Supreme Draft, you can play a deck that's 1, 2, 3, and 9. You know, that's legal to do it. By God, that's the Phyrexian's music. That's Yawgmoth's music. So I need to draw exile target artifact right now, or I lose the game. Right? Like, 100%. Okay, well... You know, well... Bob Gold! Bob Gold! I accept this one. Yeah. We didn't lose to Urza yet. What sort of album would The Thran be? Right? Like, because that's, you know, like that's the sort of thing. Like my initial thought is like just extremely heavy metal, but I feel like that's too on the nose. Urza, please. You gotta play Urza. If you don't play Urza, I'm gonna be sad. That's not Urza. That's a that's a blue white. That's not Urza. Owned by Slionine. Uh-huh. Give me a Power Stone. Okay, so they can activate by tapping Might Stone, White, and... Oh, do they just have another spell? Retrowave, 70 Frog Rock. Dagoth Wave? Anyway, Portal Phyrexia is an ass-kicking is the end of the game. Just so you know. That's cards at the end of the game. Oh. Richard Kane Ferguson here to kick my ass so that they can steal my Boulder Branch Golem. Hell yeah. You got it, Richard Kane Ferguson. I'll take that death. Come on, Urza. 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 Urza, please. Urza. You gotta play Urza. That's not Urza. I really needed you to play Urza. Whatever, there's still game 2. They can play Urza in game 2. Am I dead here? I gotta be dead, right? I'm exactly dead. 10... 19. Yeah. Perfect. Alright, let's begin the sideboard. I'll bring in Defabricate. I don't know, just some reason. Something makes me think that card might be good in this matchup. Like, if it's just Rust Goliaths, I don't give a shit. But if it's more than just Rust Goliaths, well, you know, then I super care. What else we got? Bloodstone. Bloodstone's awkward because their curve is, like, really low, and then it's some top-end artifacts. Swap out the Foundry Inspector because I want to be able to trade the bodies. And Foundry Inspector can't trade without us losing the body. And then... That's fine. Yeah, sure. A little awkward, but Mazemind Tome is a good card. And Boulder Branch can make up for, like, early aggression, which obviously our opponent's going to have. The fact that if this wasn't specifically Mazemind Totem, I wouldn't keep here. 5 lands and, like, a 7-drop? No way. But, like, 5 lands and, like, a, you know, a card that, like, finds us, like, real cards? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, boy. All right. Okay, Evolving Wilds for a Plains, and then... Maybe they start with a 3-2 flyer. Well, I guess we'll see. Oh, no, another Evolving Wilds. And a Springleaf drum. Okay. We're not going to use this to scry. We're not like looking for anything in particular. I mean, I guess I could look for a a 3-drop. Maybe that's not unreasonable to do it. Yeah, now that I've talked about it, I actually think that might be... Finding a 3-drop is worth using the counter. I have not gotten to play with Drofna. I don't care that this isn't really... doesn't do anything yet. I want it. Hell, we can pick up the Mazemind Tome when it's down to 1 counter and replay it. That's legal to do. That turns Mazemind Tome into, like, long card draw. Okay, opponent's finally gonna start making aggressive lines at me. Mini Urza, sure. Okay. Steel Seeker's actually good here because it fits in a tome activation. And now with Drana up, they can't disenchant without us being able to pick up. They're also not very aggressive, and I feel like our long game is better than their long game, so... Sensei's Divining Tome. Kinda. It's a good tome. Good brains. Anyway, they can't attack with Urza into Saranith. I keep calling it Sarnath. That's not what it is. So it's 3 to copy? 3 copy target artifact spell you control. Drofna. The other thing is if I let Tome die, we gain 4 life. Like, if we reset the counters to 0 when we get to 3. Hell, I can actually activate it and then bounce it with the 4th counter on the... Yeah, Artificer, sure. That's, like, good or whatever. You can activate Urza by using Springleaf Drum. So they've got 1 mana here. I'm glad they're not aggressive on us right now. Like... Alright, so we'll draw some card. Okay, we can play a Boulder Branch now. Doesn't matter. I'm at 20. Do I need a 3/3 right now? Like... Because next turn I can slam Wormcoil into probably a removal spell, let's be real. But like... We're not under pressure, which means I don't need to build... Especially a 3/3 doesn't stop the Tactician. Yeah, let's be a little greedy. We'll get the Tome activation instead. And they're gonna loot with Urza. So draw, discard, and they get a Power Stone if they discard an artifact. 5 in hand, able to loot away lands, which is what they'll do. It's a very different speed than they had last game. They're on 6 now. We gotta worry about Portal to Phyrexia, especially if they go, like, Power Stone here. Oh, I forgot Teferi had a card in here. 2/2 Vigilance. Target opponent chooses a permanent they control and returns it in his hand, and they shuffle that each non-land permanent they control into the owner's library. Okay, so this is just like 2/2s and like card draw? Okay, that's strong. So that gets loyalty when they draw, so when they filter with Urza, they're gonna get to draw. They're also able to attack with the tactician here. Could pick up the tome here. Gwenna. Gwenna here says Wormcoil, copy Wormcoil. Then they're going to loot to put a counter on Teferi. Wormcoil, copy Wormcoil. That's exciting. Okay, get rid of like a 2-drop they don't care about. Yep, when you draw a card, put a 1/1 on this. Yep. These things get big quick, by the way. Teferi's quite good at making large bodies. Alright, as long as Gwenna lives, I'm okay. Sure, a lot. Adept, which is... So they have a lot of, like, card draw, second card effects in this deck. Sure. End step, I'm gonna scry with Maze Biome Tome and then bounce it. Yeah. I'll take a bunch of damage, that's fine. I guess I can also draw and let the Maze Biome Tome gain us 4 life. Maybe that's relevant. Yeah, that might actually be more relevant because like, we need a little bit of time to set up. Yeah, let's go that route. Tome. Gain some life, draw some card. Okay, so... Hold control. And then... Worm Coil 2! Yeah, I can go to grave. Luckily, with Gwenna, we don't actually need to hold priority. Worm's Coil Engine. No, that one is also fine. Alright. Alright, Worm's Coil. Next turn I get to copy Boulder Branches. Yeah. Always yield. Do I just bounce the Worm Coil and keep making Worm Coils? I didn't leave up the 2 for that reason in case they go for a kill spell. Yes, so Gwenna has spend this on creatures or creature spells or activated abilities of creature cards. So we can use it on the activated ability of Drofna. Well, on the untap. So it's actually really nice that it lets you use activated abilities. The idea is that we're in the world where the activated abilities are uh like otherwise we couldn't end step this, right? Because I need 2 mana to pump this. So alright. Help. 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 Uh-huh. Okay, end step, target the real worm coil, which is this one over here, because this one says token. Tap, blue, blue. Alright, is your Teferi more powerful than Worm Coil Engine every turn? Do you have Disenchant? Okay then. I accept. Okay, I'd probably still go into combat with Worm Coil at our opponent. At Teferi, actually. Not with a lifelink token. And, like, they do have kills for these, but, like, I need to start attacking or else we're just not getting anywhere. uh, uh-huh. Um... No, I want that one. We have a Death Toucher still, so... Alright, so Boulder Branch Golem, cast... All right. Nope. Nope. Oh, we're rolling. So I can death touch down any threat. Yeah, I'll just always yield to that. Feels like a game of EDH. God, this is game 2. I might have to death that I deserve Eoli 3. Bump, 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 bump. Uh-huh. Time to get funky. Sure. Okay. So bushwhack, target creature, death touch. Get your 7/7 off the table, please. All right. Combat it is. Attack Teferi. We need to kill Teferi. Is kind of. I thought about killing Urza there, but like I can't make combat if I don't kill that 7/7, and I need to start pushing our opponent down, or else we will fail the combat forever. It's a problem, the spirit tokens, but like it's an overcomable one as long as we have the rubies. Like I get to make Boulder Branch golems for the next million years, and hopefully with the power of Sarin, we get the lands to get to double Rust Goliath. Okay, if we can clear their board, this also gets a lot easier. If we can like start cleaning things up. Okay. Okay, a chump block. Nice. Spend a Gaia's? Sure. Alright. Boulder Branch, cast. We really are going to have to deserve Eoli game 3. I can't full pass here. No, that one's good. I'm good drawing that one. I'm not even gonna math it. We're just gonna do it and push with everybody that isn't uh Drafta. Okay, sure. So we know one card in their hand. It's the one drop, the recruiter. Um, couple unknowns. We're gonna force a billion chump blocks. I'm not even attacking Teferi. I'm attacking their face. Sure. Draw a card whenever you play a 3-drop or less. Ooh, everybody they tap here. Oh, that's also really good for the obviously they draw a billion cards. Sure. Alright. No, we're not even bothering. 2-2, 2-2. This is where you die. Oop. I'm not even going to keep draft time. I'm going to attack with everyone. Crunch! It is time to deal damage. Like, yeah, you're obviously going to kill Dropna because Dropna's my, like, game plan, but I'm going to kill you. Ah, yes! Oh, goodness. Nick Themeron, thank you very much for, goodness, 20 gift subs. Congrats to Air Kick Man, Freestyle Kung Fu, Chaos 7, Sensei Nobu, Blazing Blade, Doc, Sicklord Nasty, Webs of Web, Dusty Tone, Voice of Dog, Garrick's 22, Born in the Year in 1922, Jupiter Star, OK, Punbug, Keats, Ixeldan, MC Subtle, Zictus, Wildantis, and Hardebeck. All right, we have 6 minutes for game 3. Kick ass. Presnark, thanks for the sub as well. If we want to be killing our opponent. How are we doing that? I might not want defabricate because we need to be aggressive and I don't want to be on the control side. Is it time for our opponent to remember how to attack? And I think I'm gonna take out defabricate because we need to be the aggressive player. So I'm more interested in that. I'm also more interested in we might want Ironclaw Crushers in here. Do I cut the boulder branches for for Ironclaws? I'm gonna take out the Quicksilver Golem. And we're gonna take out. Oh, the client's running real slow today. I wonder what that's all about. Take out Drafna. We're not drafting. Kind of want those Foundry Inspectors. Lodestone's fine. Clear Cutter's ramp that gets us to this stuff. It's basically another, like, maybe it's better as a Foundry Inspector, though. Clear Cutter, Foundry Inspector in. We'll call that good. Alright, we're gonna try to be aggressive. Awkward. I'll keep it. It's got power. Urza with any friends. Well. Ooh. Alright. Thank you. Wormlet. If they have the 3-2 flyer, we're in bad news town. Oh boy. They're in business. Ha! The recruitment officer simply will not attack. Sure, I don't care about Ursa very much here. We'll take 3 in the air. Hopefully we draw a 3-drop. That's best case. Any 3-drop? Okay, we're taking 4 next turn. Wormwood gains life, by the way, when artifacts come into play, so that's part of its power. Yeah, I think I'm Lodestone Goleming next turn. That should stuff a good chunk of their ground offense and let me start going a little offensive. It lets me play Urza the turn after and attack for 7. It also could disrupt some of their plays. Perhaps the mana, the bits are harder there. Obviously, the Lodestone Golem makes Titania's Command worse. It doesn't make these 2 worse because we'll have 5 mana for them on 5. Yep, so there's the 4. But I really think I want to get a body going. And Lodestone Golem is the best body we have, so... Urza just isn't enough in my mind. Okay. I'd like to draw another, like, a better 3. Alright, yeah, let's just Lodestone. Hopefully Lodestone, like, dies and then we get the Titania's Command. Or do they have a counterspell? Sure. Could not care. So I can shoot down the flyer if we need to. That missed. Alright, that missed. I guess. Alright, if we need to shoot down the flyer, we can shoot down the flyer. If I get Urza and Lodestone Golem, I can kick them out of the game. We can just start making Lodestone Golem tokens. And then spells stop happening. Sure, they get a plains or a 2-2 flyer. They might take the 2-2 flyer over the land here. Oh, okay. I thought they might want to be aggressive. Oh, they must want the 5th land. Sure. Alright. Alright, let's print a Krug. And crush. This is a 3-turn clock. We're at 11. We're going to 7 next turn. I can shoot down the flyer, or I can make another Lodestone Golem and start kicking them out further. I guess we'll see what our draws look like. Well, artifacts coming into play gain us a life with the wormlet. They also make the wormlet bigger. Okay, taking the damage. Thopter mechanic, sure. That makes another flyer. Alright, we probably have to play a little more defensive then. Ooh, that's jumping. That's bad. Uh-oh. I don't like that. I want to draw... How many soldiers do you control? 1, 2, 3. I want to draw a Reach Golem. I want to play a 3/5 Reach next turn. Fauna Shaman. We might be dead. Titania's command might be able to steal the game for us, though. That's what I'm going to depend on. Okay. So they can hit us for 6 in the air and put us to 1. But the hope is we can kill them with the crackback? I can gain a life off Titania's command. Okay, they're not going to go for a full-on us. They could have double jumped with Air Marshal, jumping the Air Marshal and the Recruitment Officer to hit for 6 in the air. I might have to Titania's command for life. The fact that they're looting actually is extra life for us. This exiles a graveyard and gains life for each card exiled, and we do need that right now. Okay, flying Air Marshal. Please. Okay. Crap. Okay. So they had the land. Okay, so if I gain 5 life, I go to 7. If they block here, they have 2, 2, 1, 1. That's 6. That's not lethal. This is not lethal. They could draw the soldier that +1s, and that would kill me, but I can't. I don't think I can play around that. I can leave back a blocker, but like I really need to be pushing damage right now if I want to win. So the death that I deserve, Yoli. Exile your grave. They have to chump block with the flyer, or else they lose. Pizza face is right on our tail. Yup. They have 1 card in hand and they can loot to try to draw it. But their board has 6 damage and we're at 7. So unless they can produce something else, we can survive. And if we can survive, we can win. So they're gonna loot because it gets them another chance at drawing the card that wins them the game, right? They know they have it. Yep. Here we go. Oh, come on. Oh, that would have killed me. 3. Oh, come on. Three isn't 5. 5 is how much the card costs. It's blue white 3 right now. Perhaps they have a pump spell? Any pump spell kills me. Well, actually, no, they need 2 power now. Four? Irrelevant. Does nothing. You might think I'm making a mistake going to combat. I'm not. I'm trying to make them make a mistake instead. If they choose not to block the 4/4, they'll die. They did it! Please, yes! Because artifact comes into play. +1, +1! Oh, I love winning lap 2. I think we had that one regardless because they were under too much of the abyss. The fact that their card was just a 4-mana do nothing enchantment means that they had nothing else. Like they were out of gas. But truly, what a fun format. We got our $80 back. We got nothing else. That's it. Yeah, they were under the time pressure too. They were also at about 2 minutes. Anyway, that's that felt so good. Like we were like I was really scared. So here's the big thing. They probably won that game if they were attacking with the recruitment officer, right? You know how they were like continuously really scared to trade their 1-drop? Like if they were attacking with that, like they would have killed us because like we didn't do anything for 3 turns. We played a 1/1 and then we did pass, and they passed on I think 6 points of damage for that. Or just trading, and if they traded against that 1/1, then we wouldn't have been able to kill them later because like we don't have the life gain, we don't have the body. Like they clearly should have been attacked anyway. Oh, that's it for today. Thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time with the Brothers Wars Crunchwrap Supreme. That was a blast to play through. If you want to catch more, you can always follow, subscribe. Thank you to Nick Themeron. Thank you to President Arc. Thank you to Ognimi, CRS Reverb, Copper Popper for all subs today. Thanks to Doc and Cass for the raids. Thank you to everybody just being here, having a good time, enjoying the games. Shout outs to Mishra. Our opponent had to have errors. I swear to God they must have. I really wanted it. Yeah, so if you want to catch more, tomorrow will be Slay the Spire. That'll be some Slay the Spire mod. I'll be readjusting the list, adding some new ones, removing a bunch we played. So we'll have some new blood in there. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, everybody.